Imagine building your dream farm where golden fields stretch for miles, the soil is rich with opportunity, and every sunrise feels like a fresh start for your future. What if your agribusiness didn't just survive, but thrived in a state designed to help it grow? In 2025, the right location can unlock success beyond your wildest harvest. From wide-open plains to tech-savvy green valleys, some states are rewriting the future of farming. So get ready to chase the dream, plant the vision, and harvest a legacy. Because we're about to reveal the 10 best states to start an agribusiness in 2025. Number 10. Michigan. If you're thinking of jumping into the agribusiness game, Michigan might not be the first state that pops into your head, but trust me, it should be. This Great Lakes state isn't just about cars and Motown music. It's actually the second most agriculturally diverse state in the entire US, just behind California. That means you've got options. Over 300 different commodities are produced here, from juicy cherries and blueberries to dairy, corn, and even dry beans. What makes Michigan a smart move for agri-entrepreneurs is its unique geography. Surrounded by the Great Lakes, the climate here is surprisingly moderate for the Midwest. You get 4 distinct seasons, but the lakes help temper those extremes. This means longer growing seasons for fruits and veggies and fewer drought risks, which can be a total lifesaver when you're betting your business on the weather. Let's talk land. Michigan boasts around 47,600 farms covering over 9.7 million acres. The average farm size is about 204 acres, which gives small and mid-sized operators a solid footing. Land costs are also more affordable than hotspots like California or Illinois. As of 2024, average farmland value is around $5,400 per acre, which is a steal compared to many coastal states. And the markets? Oh, you're gonna love it! Michigan is super connected with proximity to major cities like Chicago, Detroit, and Cleveland, which means distribution is fast and affordable. The state also has a huge food processing industry. So if you're thinking of getting into value-added goods like jams, juices, or frozen veggies, you'll have infrastructure ready to roll. Plus, there's serious community support here. Michigan State University is home to one of the top agricultural colleges in the nation, and they offer hands-on extension programs for new farmers. Whether you're going organic, hydroponic, or traditional row crops, there's a network ready to help you grow. So yeah, Michigan may be cold in the winter, but when it comes to growing your agribusiness dreams, this state is warm with opportunity. Number 9. Wyoming. If your agribusiness vision includes wide-open skies, sprawling pastures, and absolutely zero traffic jams, then Wyoming is calling your name. This state is a rancher's paradise, and I mean that literally. Wyoming is the #1 state in the US for land per capita, with 30 million acres of farmland and ranch land spread out over less than 600,000 residents. That's about 50 acres per person. So if elbow room is your thing, Wyoming's got you covered. Livestock is the crown jewel here, particularly cattle and calves, which account for nearly 90% of the state's agricultural income. And there's a reason for that. Grass-fed operations thrive here thanks to the semi-arid climate and open-range grazing laws. If you're into sustainable or organic meat production, Wyoming is an ideal setting to build your brand. Worried about taxes? Don't be. Wyoming is one of the most tax-friendly states in the US. There's no state income tax, and property taxes are among the lowest in the nation. Combine that with affordable land, often under $2,000 per acre in rural areas, and you've got a recipe for an agribusiness that's easy on your wallet but big on potential. Another hidden gem? Wyoming's strong support for agritourism and direct-to-consumer sales. People love the cowboy culture, and visitors are more than happy to pay for farm stays, horseback rides, or fresh ranch-to-table beef. The state may have harsh winters, but don't let that scare you off. With proper planning and cold hardy breeds or crops, you can operate year-round. Plus, there's increasing investment in greenhouse agriculture and irrigation innovation, especially around the Platte and Bighorn River basins. So if you're dreaming of big land, big skies, and big independence, Wyoming gives you the freedom to build a legacy. This isn't just farming, it's frontier entrepreneurship. Number 8. Tennessee. Tennessee might be known for country music and rolling hills, but let me tell you, it's also a low-key powerhouse for agribusiness. With over 10 million acres of farmland and more than 66,000 farms, Tennessee offers a bit of everything, from row crops and livestock to nursery plants and agritourism. What makes Tennessee especially appealing is its agricultural diversity. Cattle, soybeans, corn, poultry, and even tobacco all thrive here. But here's the kicker. Tennessee ranks number 3 in the US for nursery plant production, making it an absolute goldmine if you're into landscaping plants, shrubs, or greenhouses. Now, let's talk climate. Tennessee's weather is mild and forgiving, with long growing seasons, plenty of rain, about 50 inches per year, and no extreme drought patterns. That's a big plus for beginners who don't want to battle unpredictable weather every season. And the location? It's amazing for market access. You're within a day's drive of over 75% of the US population. Nashville, Memphis, and Knoxville offer booming farmers markets, regional distribution hubs, and food co-ops. Whether you're selling fresh eggs or artisan goat cheese, there's a hungry local market waiting. Land here is affordable too. In rural counties, you can still snag farmland for under $4,000 per acre, way more manageable than other eastern states. And if you want to run a small operation or a niche farm, the Tennessee Agri-Tourism Initiative provides training, grants, and partnerships to help farms diversify income. The state government is also a big supporter of agriculture, with programs like Pick Tennessee Products, which promotes local goods and helps small businesses scale up. And let's not forget the University of Tennessee Extension Program, which offers practical training, soil testing, and business planning assistance. So if you're into sweet tea, sweet deals, and a sweet spot for growing just about anything, Tennessee is where Southern roots meet serious business potential. It's agribusiness with a twang, and that's a good thing. Number 7. South Dakota. South Dakota, where agriculture isn't just an industry, it's practically the state's heartbeat. With over 43 million acres of land and more than 80% of it dedicated to farms and ranches, South Dakota is a place where your agribusiness won't just grow, it'll thrive. This state is a major player in row crop agriculture. We're talking soybeans, corn, wheat, and sunflowers. In fact, South Dakota ranks among the top 10 states for each of those crops. Plus, if you're eyeing livestock, it's got a strong cattle and hog industry too. In 2024 alone, the state produced over 4 million hogs. That's a lot of bacon. One of the most appealing factors here is the low cost of doing business. South Dakota has no state income tax, low property taxes, and affordable farmland, averaging around $3,200 per acre in rural zones. Combine that with a strong rural infrastructure of grain elevators, agi-cooperatives, and rail access, and you've got a system built for scale. South Dakota also embraces tech-forward agriculture. Drones, soil sensors, GPS-guided tractors, you'll find that precision farming is the norm here, not the exception. That's perfect if you're planning a modern, efficient agribusiness. And the state loves small farms too. Programs like SD Value Added Finance Authority and Beginning Farmer Bond programs help young and new farmers with capital and low-interest loans. Add in the outreach and support from South Dakota State University Extension, and you've got resources to help you every step of the way. The people here are salt of the earth, the markets are accessible, and the landscape is beautiful in its rugged simplicity. If you're ready to grow grains by the acre or raise livestock under wide prairie skies, South Dakota welcomes you with open arms and a whole lot of opportunity. Number 6. North Dakota. North Dakota is one of those places that flies under the radar, but if you're into agriculture, this state is pure gold. With over 39 million acres of farmland, almost 90% of the entire state is dedicated to agriculture. That's not a typo. It's practically one giant farm, and it's not just about space. North Dakota is a leader in wheat, barley, canola, dry beans, and sunflowers. If you're dreaming of growing grains or oil seeds, this state gives you the perfect launchpad. Here's where it gets even better. Farmland in North Dakota is among the most affordable in the country. In many counties, you can still snag land for around $2,500 to $3,000 per acre. A steal compared to places like California or the Midwest's pricier zones. Plus, there's no state income tax on retirement income, and property taxes are relatively modest. It's a financially smart spot to grow a long-term business. North Dakota is also investing heavily in ag-tech and biofuels. The state is home to major ethanol and biodiesel plants and has a growing demand for value-added agriculture like pulse processing and specialty oils. Whether you're in production or want to tap into supply chains, there's big opportunity. Let's not forget support. North Dakota State University's Extension Service is one of the most respected in the nation. They'll help you with everything from soil health to marketing your produce. And if you're starting out, the Beginning Farmer Real Estate Loan Program offers loans up to $600,000 with friendly terms. Climate-wise, yes, winters are cold. But the short growing season is balanced by rich prairie soils and long summer days that supercharge crop development. Farmers here have adapted with smarter rotation, cover cropping, and even greenhouse innovations. If you're looking for a low-cost, high-output place with a strong sense of community and real economic potential, North Dakota might just be your agribusiness jackpot. Number 5. Kentucky. If you're into the idea of a charming, green, and profitable agricultural lifestyle, Kentucky should be on your radar. This state is known for bourbon and bluegrass, but it's also a haven for small and mid-size agribusinesses. With over 12.9 million acres of farmland and more than 73,000 farms, Kentucky balances tradition and innovation in a way that feels personal and profitable. First off, livestock is huge here, especially cattle and horses. In fact, Kentucky ranks number 1 in the nation for beef cow-calf operations east of the Mississippi. If you're looking to raise cattle, you're stepping into an established and supportive network. And let's not forget the equine industry, home to the world's top thoroughbred farms, with more than 240,000 horses statewide. But wait, it's not just about animals. Kentucky also grows corn, soybeans, tobacco, hay, and fruits. Plus, the state is a major player in greenhouse and nursery products. Perfect if you're into controlled environment agriculture or flower and plant sales. The University of Kentucky, Extension Office, and Kentucky State University offer everything from business classes to soil testing to help get you growing. Here's where Kentucky really shines: affordable land. You can still find good farmland for $3,500 to $4,500 per acre, depending on the region. The bluegrass region is a bit pricier, but for good reason. It's among the most fertile land in the country. Eastern Kentucky, on the other hand, has lower prices and rising interest in agritourism, homesteading, and specialty crops. Climate-wise, Kentucky gives you 4 true seasons, but winters are mild and growing seasons are long, over 180 frost-free days. Rainfall averages about 45 inches a year, so irrigation is minimal for most crops. If your dream is a sustainable farm that's close to thriving metro markets like Louisville, Lexington, or even Cincinnati, then Kentucky might be your perfect blend of Southern charm and business smarts. Number 4. Washington. Washington State, aka the apple capital of the world. Seriously, Washington produces about 70% of America's apples, but there's so much more going on here. From cherries and blueberries to wine grapes, hops and pears, Washington is one of the top 5 agricultural states in the U.S. in terms of value, raking in over $12 billion annually from agriculture alone. Eastern Washington, in particular, is a farming paradise. Thanks to the Columbia River Basin's irrigation system, this otherwise dry region transforms into lush farmland. The Yakima Valley is world-famous for wine grapes and hops, supplying breweries around the globe. If you're eyeing high-value specialty crops, Washington gives you top-tier soil, water, and market access. And yes, it's not cheap, but it's smart value. Farmland in high-production zones like Yakima can be around $10,000 per acre, but in less developed areas, prices drop below $5,000 per acre. And the returns? With specialty crops, small plots can produce huge profits. cherries and wine grapes can yield thousands per acre annually. Washington is also deeply connected to global export markets via the Port of Seattle and Port of Tacoma, making it easy to ship your goods to Asia or across the U.S. Plus, the state supports small farms through the Washington State Department of Agriculture's Farm-to-School, marketing grants, and sustainability initiatives. If you're tech-savvy, even better. Washington is a leader in ag-tech integration. Drones, data sensors, automated irrigation systems, you name it. And with programs through Washington State University Extension, you can get hands-on support and real-time crop data. Yes, the west side gets rain, hello Seattle, but east of the Cascades? It's dry, sunny, and absolutely perfect for agriculture. If your agribusiness vision includes premium crops, innovation, and strong export potential, Washington is your green goldmine. Number 3. Iowa. When people talk about American agriculture, Iowa is always front and center, and for good reason. This state is basically the heart and soul of U.S. farming. With over 30 million acres of farmland, nearly 87% of the state is dedicated to agriculture. That's a jaw-dropping stat, and it tells you one thing. In Iowa, farming isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Iowa is the #1 corn producer in the country, growing more than 2.5 billion bushels of corn annually, which is about 16% of the entire U.S. supply. But it doesn't stop at corn. Iowa also leads in soybeans, pork production, and eggs. Yep, it's the top hog-producing state, with over 23 million pigs. That's about 7 pigs for every person living in Iowa. Farmland in Iowa isn't the cheapest, around $9,000 to $11,000 per acre for high-quality cropland. But the return on investment is excellent thanks to strong yields and established markets. If you're getting into grain or livestock, this state already has world-class infrastructure, including grain elevators, ethanol plants, railroads, and export terminals that streamline your business. And speaking of ethanol, Iowa is a renewable energy leader. Over 40% of the corn grown here goes into ethanol, and the state has more than 40 ethanol and biodiesel plants, making it perfect for entrepreneurs in ag-based biofuels or value-added agriculture. Want support? Iowa State University has one of the top agricultural colleges in the U.S., with a powerful extension and outreach program. Whether it's business planning, pest management, or soil testing, you'll never feel lost here. Plus, Iowa's rural communities are strong, safe, and incredibly welcoming. You'll find tight-knit networks of farmers and co-ops ready to lend advice, share tools, and cheer you on. If your agribusiness dream is built on community, high-output farming, and real legacy building, Iowa's your land of opportunity. Number 2. Texas. Texas, where everything, especially agriculture, is just bigger. We're talking 248,000 farms, more than any other state, covering a staggering 126 million acres. That's nearly 15% of all farmland in the United States, making Texas an absolute juggernaut in the agribusiness world. The diversity here is mind-blowing. Texas leads in beef cattle, cotton, hay, and goats, and is a major player in poultry, sorghum, and even greenhouse crops. Want to run a cattle ranch in the West? Grow rice near the Gulf? Start a vineyard in the Hill Country? You can do all that and more right here in the Lone Star State. One of Texas's biggest perks is its regional variety. The state has 10 distinct climate zones, so you can pick the perfect microclimate for your agribusiness. Eastern Texas is humid and lush. West Texas is dry and great for cattle. And Central Texas offers a nice balance that's perfect for specialty crops. Now let's talk costs. Farmland averages between $2,500 and $7,000 per acre, depending on location. West Texas is still incredibly affordable, while areas near Austin or Dallas are pricier. But those come with built-in market access. And yes, Texas has no state income tax, which means more money stays in your pocket. Support-wise, you've got the Texas Department of Agriculture, which offers grants, marketing help, and business planning tools. Plus, universities like Texas A&M are national leaders in ag research and innovation. Texas also shines in agribusiness infrastructure. With massive freight networks, seaports, rail lines, and some of the busiest export terminals in the U.S., Texas makes it easy to scale up and sell globally. From cattle to cotton to cutting-edge ag-tech, Texas isn't just a good place to farm. It's a destination for entrepreneurs who want to build something bold and lasting. Go big or go home. In Texas, you can do both, with 500 acres and a tractor. Number 1. Montana. Montana. This state is a dream come true for anyone wanting to start a farm, ranch, or agribusiness empire with room to grow, literally. With 58 million acres of farmland, Montana ranks third in total agricultural land in the U.S. But with a population of just over 1.1 million, that means there's a whole lot of space and not a lot of crowd. What makes Montana so special? For starters, it's the #1 producer of pulse crops in America, things like lentils, peas, and chickpeas. It also ranks high for wheat, barley, cattle, and hay. The soil is rich, the water is clean, and the dryland farming methods used here make it cost-efficient and sustainable, especially in an age of climate uncertainty. Let's talk cost. In many counties, you can still grab farmland for as low as $1,500 to $2,500 per acre. That's insane value when you factor in the quality of the land and the scale of operations you can build. Montana also has low property taxes and no sales tax statewide, making it easier to turn a profit. Montana also supports new farmers like a champ. The Montana Department of Agriculture offers funding, training, and marketing assistance. The Montana Ag Development Council also provides value-added grants for businesses expanding into food processing, packaging, or agritourism. And let's not forget the wild beauty. Montana isn't just a place to farm, it's a place to live. You've got stunning mountain views, wildlife, and a peaceful, down-to-earth lifestyle that's hard to beat. People here respect the land, and communities are tight-knit and supportive. Whether you're dreaming of a wheat empire, a cattle ranch, or a sustainable pulse crop business, Montana gives you the space, the resources, and the heart to make it happen.